It's the Paul Camp Hurricanes. I think, considering where they are, that's an appropriate nickname.
Yeah.
And the Union College Owls. A little one-man pressure there by Ramon Green, but Paul Camp beats it for the easy hoop.
Three ball.
Wide open three off the mark. Rebound to Johnson. Ahead, there's a foul. Kamari went to the hoop and he's fouled. The foul was on number 32, Ahmad Kennedy. Another good-sized young man, 6'9".
Yeah, I wonder. Sometimes I wonder where my height went, but hoping one day that it just kicks in, get the growth spurt.
Both teams seem to be freely substituting, and checking in for Paul Camp is number 11. Tavion McCray, I'm sorry, number 1, Tavion McCray, and number 11, Samaj Moore. Vernon Lee with the ball now and he got it over to Miller. Miller missed everything. Paul Camp up by 3. Quick shot, didn't really have a good handle on it. Battle under the boards, and it'll stay down at the Union end.
Both teams are running back and forth really quickly. Super high-paced game.
Well, they both have a pretty deep bench, at least in terms of numbers.
Yeah.
So maybe they can withstand this pace, but it is intense. Shot no good, rebound. Ahead on the fast break.
Wow.
Tavion McCray was fouled, going in there at breakneck speed. Tavion McCray from Suffolk, Virginia, a hometown guy. 5'8" freshman. And he makes the first. Paul Camp up by 3 in the early going. First half. If you're new to NJCAA basketball, the halves are 20 minutes each. Same rules as the NCAA. 1-and-1 kicks in on 17 fouls. Little weave here by Union. Lost his footing. Maintained possession. That was Kasheem Watson with the miss. And up and in for McCray.
Yeah, that was a tough bucket. Very tough.
He earned that one.
Yeah. Oh, good block.
Blocked there by number 22, Deshaun Wiggins. Wiggins is a 6'3", looks bigger than that.
Yeah, he plays bigger than that as well. Saw right there in the replay, an outstanding block.
So we got a timeout on the floor. Paul Camp up early, 14-7. Both teams with 3 personals, 3 team fouls. Two more games coming up today.
Mm-hmm.
And they will both feature the hosts of the tournament, the Montgomery College Raptors.
The women's game will be at 5 p.m. The men's game will be at 7 p.m. Yeah, roughly. So.
Yeah, there's our remaining schedule for today. Time's approximate, but each game will start. So, for example, our next game up, of course, is the Montgomery College women's team taking on Northern Virginia. That's set to go off at 5. My guess is it'll be closer to 5:30. And then the final game of the day, the Montgomery College Raptors men's team takes on the Community College of Morris Titans. And that's set to go off at 7. My guess is closer to 7:30. But stay with us all day. That way you don't miss anything.
Very true. A lot of action to come, and a lot of action going on right now. As you're seeing great defense.
I'll tell you, I'm impressed with Paul Camp early. They are, again, this is their inaugural season in the NJCAA.
Yep, and they're already 2-0, and they're up by 9 points right now. So
they've got an imposing inside game.
Yeah, they're not scared at all. Good shot.
And there's a good bucket there by Vernon Lee. And he cuts the lead to 7. A lot of contact there. There's Lee. Up and in.
Again.
I'm sorry, that was Kamal Williams. We have no stats for Union, obviously, because they haven't played.
Makes sense.
In and out. Rebound to Union. Up ahead to Lee. From the corner, no good. Nice rebound there and a putback by Tyshon Dukes. Dukes is a 6'6" sophomore, again from Tokyo, Japan. So 4 team fouls on Paul Camp. 3 so far on Union. Good look at Tyshon Dukes. And bounces around and drops through. Substitution. Number 2, Maurice McKnight checks in for Union. A lot of pressure, but Paul Camp breaks it.
And one. Ooh. And one for three.
He buried it. That's number 13, Bobby Johnson, and he's going to go to the line.
Yeah, one of the leading scorers on the team as well. He's very good three-point percent shooting at 40%. So it does make sense why he knocked that down, and a little bit of a celebration right there after. He said 1, 2, 3, send me to the line.
Bobby Johnson is a 6'2" freshman out of Chesapeake. Jordan Miller running the point, drives, and he's fouled. A lot of contact. Bobby Johnson picked up the foul. So Jordan Miller out of Lowell, Massachusetts. And he makes the second. 7-point lead now for Camp. Johnson.
Oh, wow. Very good crossover. Attacking the basket, easy layup. Johnson's taking over the game right here.
Well, he is one of their leading scorers. He averages 14 a game. Go along with 6 rebounds. Shoots 57% from the field, which is excellent. And 40% from 3. And nothing but air on that one. Oh, there's a steal on a bad pass. Ooh. As Kamal Williams just pickpocketed that one and went right to the hoop.
Oh, that was a great pass.
Off his hands.
Catch that.
Turnover. Union slowing it down. Something must be wrong. They're walking.
Yeah. I mean, this game has been sprinting back and forth, back and forth. I'm sure they're trying to say, like, you know what? Let's just call a play, and let's see if we can hit this 3. Okay.
And they don't hit the 3 as Kamal Williams misses everything. David McKnight is back in for Union, number 11. Samaj Moore gets it inbounds to McCray. Another foul. Been a lot of fouls early. So 5 team fouls on each. Just under 8 minutes to go in the first half. Here comes Barlow on the baseline. He loves it down there.
He does, and he steps out of bounds. He hasn't been as effective as he was when the game first started. As he came back in right now off the bench,
well, I think
he's a little bit locked down.
Union is trying to cut off the baseline, which is where he lives. He had 2 spectacular dunks to start the game, and it's been kind of quiet since. Although they did take him out for a while, so it's not really fair to say that he quieted down. Oh my gosh, there's a mugging under the basket.
Yeah. You gotta be a grown man to go down there.
That is for sure. It's not for the faint of heart.
No, I would not go down there. Keep me in the corner.
3-point specialist.
Yeah, I wouldn't say specialist, but keep me in the corner. I'll keep my hands out just in case, but
So Tavion McCray. Got a guy behind us who is predicting the plays. Let's see if he's right. He's predicting he's going to miss it.
If he's right, I'm gonna ask him for the next lotto numbers. That means he knows the future. Okay.
Oh,
never mind.
All right.
Back to work
Sorry.
on Monday.
You're gonna have to go to a new Oracle for your lottery number.
Yeah, I said back to work on Monday.
Andre had his bags packed for France. And a turnover. That turnover was caused by the defense there. Number 1, Tavion McCray. He's given him a spark since he came in.
Oh, wow. Oh, man.
He grabbed his jersey.
He did. They were doing everything.
Well, Bobby Johnson's got a variety of moves.
Oh, yeah. He has tricks all up his sleeves.
And he started a spin move, and somebody grabbed his jersey. Reminded me of soccer there for a second.
Oh, yeah. A lot of jersey grabbing in that sport.
Well, I'm sitting next to somebody who should know what he's talking about with soccer, because Andre, not too many years ago, played soccer here at Montgomery College.
Yep. If not too many years, it's 10 years ago.
Oh, that's not many. When you get to be my age, 10 years is like a blink. Trust me.
3-ball.
Johnson.
Oh, my goodness.
I'll tell you, they don't have an answer for him right now.
Not at all.
And as a result, Paul Camp is up by 11.
Yeah, if you were an alien from outer space, you would not know that this is, a brand new basketball program. You'd think, oh, man, this team's established. They got star players, which they do have star players, but they do not act like a brand new program.
Well, and considering where everybody is from on this team, looking at their roster, Suffolk must have excellent high school basketball.
They must.
Because half the team is from Suffolk or right around there. More than half, well, everybody. Portsmouth, Chesapeake, Newport News, they're all right down there.
And just something I just thought about. A lot of players being from Suffolk, they must all know each other from, growing up. And so maybe,
high school ball.
Yeah, youth ball, travel team.
AAU,
so the camaraderie.
or whatever.
Yeah, camaraderie must be good.
Yeah, I mean,
Ooh, wow.
You really, if you didn't know, you would not know that this is a first-year program.
Very true.
All right, number 10, Jake Stevenson is in now for Union. Talk about international. He is from Japan. I'm sorry, Thailand. I'm not even going to try. I'll try to pronounce his hometown.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go. Nak Han Pathorn. That's the best I can do with it.
Sounds pretty good to me.
Oh, wait a minute. Nak Han Patham.
Patham. Yep.
Which is a sound that is familiar in the Thai language. So that'll put Jake Stevenson on. I'm sorry, that'll put Jalen Duckett on the line for Paul Camp. Another Suffolk kid. averaging 7.5 points a game. And that pushes the lead to 13 for Paul Camp. Just over 5 minutes to go in the first half.
3 ball.
From the top of the key, Shaheed Burwell. He's from Burke, Virginia, so another one that got away.
Yep.
Oh. And it's knocked out of bounds. It'll be Union ball. We have an enthusiastic audience here today.
It's always good.
Pretty good sized crowd for two teams that are not local. So they have brought some fans with them, which is great to see.
Yeah. Good supportive program is always it's always helpful for the
And they call that a charge. I think that was a charge.
Feet seem to. Here we go. Replay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
He had the arm up.
Yep.
He had the arm up, and he hit him hard. And I think he had position. But he definitely had the elbow up, the forearm up. I think that's probably what determined the call.
The refs are close enough to that call.
Oh, the ref was right there.
3 ball.
Three.
Jalen Duckett.
Jalen Duckett, yeah. So 31-18, Paul Camp. And the official, Devin Stanberry, the coach for Union, was not happy about that charge call.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he let the official, he gave him his opinion, shall we say.
It's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
It's a safe way to put it.
So, I mean, it's a tough call. When they're playing at this pace, that charge call is a tough one. Because they're really, the pace has been crazy.
Up and down. It's like a track meet, I would say. It's like nonstop, nonstop, nonstop. But these guys, I don't know how they're not getting tired either.
Well, they're
really
young.
going. Yeah, they are.
And they're clearly in basketball shape.
Yeah, it's going to be a long season, so.
Yeah.
I know they're ready.
This early in the season, the legs are still very fresh.
Mm-hmm.
And they're excited to be playing somebody other than their own teammates.
Yeah, exactly. They've been doing a bunch of scrimmages lately.
Yep. Yep. You know, you get sick of playing the same guys every day.
They know your moves.
Yep. And, all right, so it will be Camp's ball. I'm sorry, there is apparently a technical call that we did not catch.
Might have been on, oh no, can't be the coach. Yeah, I don't know.
Union is shooting the tech. I'm not sure what happened there. Something must have been said.
Yeah, something.
Something must have been said because I didn't see anything overt. And again, the foul was on Union. It was not on Camp. The controversial charge call. So we missed that one, folks. Off the mark. Rebound to Wiggins. Here comes Camp.
Slowing the pace down a little bit, Paul Camp.
Quick shot there by Duckett off the back of the iron.
Pass.
There's Lee.
Oh, wow.
Man, bodies all over the place.
Yeah, everybody's going down.
I'm sorry, that was Watson, not Lee, with the drive, and he's going to go to the line.
Good replay of it, and ooh.
Boom, boom. So that puts Kamal Williams on the line. Yeah, I would say Union obviously must have some sort of a Virginia connection because they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players from Virginia on their team.
Oh, wow.
Barlow just muscled that one in. Oh, just over the outstretched hand of Barlow. There's going to be a foul. Oh, he stepped on the out of bounds line. So Jake Stevenson stepped on the line as he started his move. Just over 3 minutes left in the first half. This is our second game of 4. And the pace in this one has been unbelievable. Camp has led all the way.
Out of bounds.
And he stepped out. Same thing that happened at the other end for Union. So Shaheed Burwell will inbound it for Union. Burwell, another Virginia kid, Burke, Virginia. Oh, lost the handle. Maintain possession. Lee kicks it. Another foul call. Been a lot of fouls called. That's the 8th team foul on Camp. 9 team fouls on Union. And Vernon Lee makes the first. And rebound by Barlow. And I'm not sure what the call was. Burwell breaks the press. That's a very effective way to break that press.
It is. Toss it up to the big man.
And he can get up there too. He's not only tall, he can get up there. Up, missed that one.
He's not getting many foul calls this half.
No, he had it knocked away there by number 1, Lamar Austin. There's a 3, and it's good.
It is.
David McKnight. 8-point lead now for Camp. In the waning moments of the first half, there's a battle. And that's going to be a foul on Vernon Lee.
Ooh.
He didn't think he fouled him.
So he's going to the line here.
And it's number 0, Kylan Mann. 6'1" freshman. And he's short. Get 2 shots. They're in the double bonus. You get to 10, you're in the double bonus. 7, it's 1-1. And he missed them both. Rebound to Union, and they push it. And
Carry.
turnover, traveling violation.
Good bucket.
Nice drive there by Jordan, by Ramon Green. And another travel, another turnover.
Yeah, that's one thing about playing really fast. Is like there's a chance of getting a little bit out of control, and it seems like right now Union's playing a bit quick. It's causing a bunch of turnovers.
From the corner, short. Rebound to Union, here they come. Ooh, that pass. Recovered there by Jordan Miller. I'm sorry, Vernon Lee. Not good. Rebound to Wiggins, and here comes Camp. Under a minute now. Camp has led the entire first half. Ooh, steal by Lamar Austin. Here comes Union. Plenty of time. He's wide open.
Ooh,
missed it. Rebound to McKnight.
Another 3. Hey.
And Vernon Lee hits the 3.
He's been having a solid half. Couple seconds left.
See if they can get one more off. Oh, knocked away by Lee. And that basket will not count. But Paul Camp leads 35-27 at the half. And they led most of the way. I tell you, Andre, I'm like worn out from watching them.
Yeah. Up and down, up and down. I mean, it's been a very good first half from both teams. Paul Camp started off actually a lot better than they ended that half. Union, put a stop, especially to a lot of the down low play by Paul Camp. But we'll see what happens in the second half.
And that is just ahead. We are going to take a break. We'll be right back with some Montgomery College information for you, and then the second half. Stick with us, folks.
Yo, get the speaker box loud, hitting that stuff till you hearing that sound. Hitting that stuff till you hearing that sound.
How do you define Montgomery College? That's the wrong question. It's not how it's defined, it's who defines it.
This is a turning point. It's a moment to look to the future and reify your purpose.
MC is defined by those who put in the work, from early mornings to late nights, from the classroom to the workplace, with their family, their teammates, and when no one is watching. When our students declare to the world, "I am MC," they stand tall, backed by 1,000 experiences that have shaped them along the way, and alongside those who have walked the path with them.
There may have been moments of doubt when you were frayed by too much responsibility. Some of you have changed majors and found new inspiration. Through it, you have found the courage to surmount obstacles. If you are the first in your family to graduate, please stand up and say, "I am MC." If you earned a high school diploma and a college degree this spring, if you speak more than one language, if you are older than 50 years old, a military service member, an honor student, if you are a parent or a member of the Montgomery College graduating class, please stand up and say, "I am MC."
Those who embody our spirit don't just graduate and move on. Rather, they continue to represent us as the designers of change and the leaders that they've been the entire time. We don't just begin to be inspired by them after graduation. It's that in our eyes, they've been inspiring us every step of the way.
One shot, now the future is yours. Go! I'm turning dreams into reality. In the lab with the formula and chemistry. The memories spark and motivate and make the industry shake. We put the balls in the brakes. I'm talking one chance at best, yes. Yeah, it's one shot, now the future is yours. Go!
I'm Jordan. I am a second year in the early college program. I'm currently majoring in elementary education and special education at the Rockville campus.
Hello, my name is Paulo Rivero. I am a second year student at the Montgomery College Early College Biotechnology program.
My name is Krushi Savla, and I was in the early college program. I completed the nursing program at Montgomery College, and I graduated in spring of 2022.
I found high school to be sometimes a bit challenging. It really depends on what courses you take. I wanted to challenge myself academically more.
I've always knew that I wanted to have my diploma in something else going into high school. So the early college program stuck out to me the most because the degree at the end.
The most fascinating thing about it was it had the career pathway that I wanted to choose regardless. So that really pulled me to it, saying, if this is what I want to do for my whole life, then why not start early?
When I came on campus, I was like, what did I get myself into? It was like, oh my gosh moment.
My MC schedule I would say, is more flexible than high school. You don't have to spend 45-minute periods in one class.
In high school, we have 7 classes in the day. They're all only 50 minutes. Then you come to college, you don't have all your classes every day.
There is a lot of growth in the first 2 semesters that I've gone through. I think that's something that you would discover you realize that, oh, going to a professor's office hours is really helpful. It's a very good tool.
I was very nervous as to how I'm going to keep up the pace, but also excited to meet other people that, are doing the same thing as me, making new friends, and just experiencing college. So it's helpful, having that bond where we all kind of stuck together, we all knew what we all were feeling within each other. So it was that sort of empathy that, we all shared, where we all understood what we all are feeling, yeah.
I kind of feel like I have a head start because I did 2 years in college before I went into a 4-year. I'm more responsible for myself, and I don't have reminders to go to class, do your homework. It's I have to do it. I didn't like how with AP classes, if you don't pass the final exam, you wouldn't get the credit. With the early college program, when I graduate in 2023, next year, I will have more than a credit. I will have a degree, and I feel like that will help me when I apply to a 4-year, more than an AP class.
Walking across the stage, it's surreal, I will say. Even for me, it's at 18, 19 years old with an associate's degree, I can step out and get into my career is a dream. It doesn't even feel real sometimes. And it really shows that there is no age limit at what you can do things.
I would recommend this program. I feel like it's gonna be really rewarding. I get to walk not once but twice. I have a college degree. I'm gonna also have a diploma. It's gonna be a feeling that wow, I did it.
It's not that you can't do it, it's what's stopping you from doing it. If you want to do it, I believe you truly can do it because you have more than enough resources to get you through it.
So my advice to any new students that are thinking of going to this program is to use your resources, to be committed, and to persevere through this. Because once you have a good attitude towards this, you're unstoppable.
From the beginning. That's what I'm talking about.
All young men with suits and ties, just sitting in the crowd smoking big cigars. I hope you're ready for what's coming now. I'm the one on the lady that will bring it down. That'll rock this place. That'll rock this place. Rock this place.
Okay, now, from the beginning.
Career success starts at Montgomery College. At MC, you can prepare for a rewarding career in these exciting fields. And if your goal is earning a bachelor's degree, starting at MC is a smart choice. MC's award-winning team supports you every step of the way, with advising, tutoring, and career preparation to help you make your move. Join the thousands that are getting the education they need to succeed at Montgomery College.
You on my mind a lot. Don't need no time watch. I don't know how I got you in my pocket spot. Yeah, that's babe, need you every day. You like my oxygen. Make it seem like the barging down. Got my heart no barging in. From the beat to the floor to the couch. Might wake the neighbors up. Break you in, then break you out. In the end, we gon' make a child. Then we gon' hit the show. Part two, break you in, then.
Employers are looking for licensed physical therapy assistants. MC has a 2-year degree program for jobs in this career. PT assistants work with people of all ages recovering from all injuries. You could be working at a hospital, a large corporation, a private practice, a nursing home. The list is long. And in this area, the average pay is good. Learn more about becoming a physical therapy assistant and how MC can help you get there.
Welcome back to the Rockville campus of Montgomery College. Michael Brown alongside my partner, Andre Anderson. And we are just about set to get the third quarter underway. Excellent second half. Excellent. I was mixing it up with the women's game. We had a women's game earlier. We got a men's game now. Then we got another women's game. Then we got another men's game. Excuse me if the tongue gets tied a little bit, but we're at the half, and Paul Camp, Community College from Southern Virginia, is on top of Union College from New Jersey, 35-27. And Andre, that was a fast-paced first half, to say the least.
It was. If there was no basketball involved in this, it would be a track meet. I mean, running up and down. But, I mean, that's what these teams like to do. You know, fast pace, fast break offense.
And a physical game.
Very physical, especially down low. You know, the big men have been, you know, jumping around, getting rebounds, big-time dunks as well. So I'm pretty sure this half is not going to let up at all, and we're going to see some more intensity.
Oh, I definitely agree. Leading scorers in the first half for Paul Camp. You had Bobby Johnson with 8 points, and James Barlow with 6 for Union. Leading scorer is Kamal Williams with 10, and then Vernon Lee has 6. As both teams, both coaches substituted freely.
Yeah.
And so the offense was really shared.
Yeah.
So a lot of guys got into the scoring column as a result.
And it also gives opportunity for, you know, players to take a quick little rest, get a breather so that they can come back in and keep running up and down the court.
We are all set to go. Let's see if we can identify who's out there for Paul Camp. Right in front of us is number 5, Kamari Artist. Number 10, Jalen Duckett is out there. Number 13, Bobby Johnson. Number 5, I'm sorry, I already mentioned him. James Barlow is out there. And number 0, Kylan Mann.
Travel.
For Union in black, Paul Camp in white. We've got number 2, Maurice McKnight. Number 31, Vernon Lee. Number 13, number 11, David McKnight. Number 2, Maurice McKnight. They are not related.
Okay.
And number 3, Jordan Miller. Head coach for Union is Devin Stanberry. He's in his 7th season there. Head coach for Paul Camp is Franklin Chapman. He's in his first season. Paul Camp has led all the way. Union has never had the lead. Again, if you joined us late, Paul Camp, this is their inaugural season as an NJCAA basketball program. Union has been an NJCAA team for years. Very successful program.
Ooh, big time block.
Big time block by Barlow and a shot clock violation. Barlow really got things going in the first half for Paul Camp. He had 2 monster dunks right at the outset, several blocks. Then he kind of quieted down. But he's a force to be reckoned with down low. And he puts it in.
And defensively.
Fans behind us wanted to travel, but there was no call. Little pressure by Camp, which they did not show in the first half.
Yep.
But Union breaks it. And Stevenson now is in for Union, Jake Stevenson. A quick substitution by Devin Stanberry. And they're going to call that a blocking foul on Stevenson.
Barlow to the line, looking to add more points for his team.
Off the back of the iron. And he makes his second. So a 9-point lead for Camp. Oh, almost a steal there by Bobby Johnson. I'm sorry, Jalen Duckett. Inbounds. That's Duckett on him. Baseline drive, blocked by Barlow, and I believe they're going to call the foul on Barlow.
There's a replay of it right here. Baseline drive and.
Oh, yeah. That's a little bit of contact.
Oh, yeah.
Should be no complaint there. Number 3, Jordan Miller at the line. Again, this is the first game of the season for Union. This is the 3rd game of the season for Paul Camp. They have started the year 2-0. Both these teams will be back in action tomorrow. We have got a full slate tomorrow. And don't want to get ahead of ourselves. We've got 2 more games today. And they will feature the host school, Montgomery College. Johnson, short.
And 1.
Barlow.
Wow, here he goes again. Starting off this half just like he did the first one.
He got whacked in the head. Take a look at this one.
Grab the board, boom.
And he was fouled by Lamar Austin, number 1. And Austin comes out, and in goes Tyshawn Dukes, number 5. James Barlow on the line. 6'8".
He is not a short guy.
No. Very active.
But I guess if you compare him to Wembanyama, then he'd be a normal-sized human.
Ooh. In and out, missed it. Union in black with the ball. Lee, turnaround jumper, in and out. Here comes Camp.
Corner
From
3.
the corner.
Ooh, great 3.
Number 10, Jalen Duckett.
I'm saying his name quite often.
Oh, yeah. That was a big 3. Put Camp up by 13. Off the rim, no good. Comes Camp the other way.
Oh, wow.
Nice baseline drive there by Mann.
Paul Camp is taking their lead and kind of pushing on from it.
Yeah, they are. And there's a foul. That's going to be on Duckett. They have pushed the lead up to 15. This is their biggest lead of the day. And in comes number 42, Jacoby Myrick for Camp. Another tall guy, 6'7". McKnight from the corner, no good. Rebound to Johnson. And Artis buries it. All of a sudden the lead is 17.
Fantastic. Good steal on defense.
And they call a timeout to avoid the jump ball.
But what a run by Paul Camp as they extended the lead to 17 points. I mean, kind of a, different amount of, or different ways they're scoring. 3 points in the corner, points down low with Barlow. Great defense, a little bit of everything.
Well, they were up by 9 at the half. They've pushed that lead up to 17 in the first 5 minutes of the half. Not even. First 4 minutes. So
I guess that's the positive of a fast-paced offense is that more, the faster you play, the more chances you have to score because you're just running up and down the court.
And clearly, both these teams are in excellent physical condition for this early in the season. They both came out at a high intensity and ready to play. Little press here by Union. Almost got the steal. They do get the steal. Lee. Oh, nice little move there. And that stops the Paul Camp run. Union needed that one.
Ooh, good crossover, good floater.
And in and out. Nice try by Duckett. Pretty shot. And Lee gets tied up. What's the call? They called it a jump ball.
Yep, he called it right before. I know it seems like maybe a late call, but no, he called it.
So possession arrow favors Paul Camp. And look, he had all ball.
He did. Oh, looks like they're changing the call.
They have changed the call now. And it's Union ball.
Okay. Stepped out of bounds.
And another stepped on the sideline.
It seems like this sideline over here just, is getting everybody. People stepping out this side a lot.
It's happened several times in the game. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. That is definitely a blocking foul, but boy, did he pay the price. Man, watch this, folks.
Oh,
boom.
Not me.
There was no play acting going on there.
No, yeah, not me.
Wow. They bounce right back up, which always amazes me. I'd still be on the floor.
Yeah.
They'd be sweeping me up about now.
Ambulance would have came in here. They would have just stretched me into it.
Man, the intensity is something else.
Three ball.
Off the mark. Rebound to Union. They push it. Oh, hand in the lane. They maintain possession.
Jeez. A lot going on.
Man. That's just a sample, folks, of what this entire game has been like. Boom.
Oh, boom. Everyone's crushing into each other.
We have more bodies on the floor. This game is not for the faint of heart. Tyshawn Dukes on the line. He makes the first. Ball camp has led all the way. They were up by 9 at the half, and they have pushed the lead out now to 14. They led by as much as 17. Second one is good.
Full court press.
And it works.
Good pass.
What a pass. Oh my goodness. What a pass from Kamal Williams.
I love those like scoop underhand passes. Here's the replay right here. Good press. Full court press as well. Double team in the corner.
Great job by Jordan. Watch it.
And woof.
Look at that pass.
What a pass. That was a laser.
And I'll tell you what, number 3, Jordan Miller, who's at the line, did a great job catching that.
Yeah.
That probably would have knocked me over. And he makes the foul shot. I'm just sensing that fouls are going to play a part in a big part in the outcome of this game.
Oh yeah.
Paul Camp with 4 team fouls already, 3 for Union. We got a lot of time left. Here comes the pressure again. See, knocked away there by Maurice McKnight. The Union press is definitely bothering Paul Camp, and they're going to bring some subs in. Some substitutions. Kylan Mann, one of their starters, is back in. Barlow is back in. And that time they break it. Duck it, but he loses the handle. Here comes Union. Maurice McKnight. He is like the Energizer Bunny out there. He is nonstop.
There we go.
Bad pass off the inbounds. Camp comes up with it.
3 ball.
And off the iron. And rebound to Dukes. There's a 3-ball from the corner, no good by McKnight. Oh, he's on him like a second skin. And they call the foul on McKnight. And that'll put Artis at the foul line.
I was just about to say, they need to go to Barlow if they want a quick basket.
Well, that's what they did, and that's what they got.
He's been automatic, basically.
Yep. Artis hit him, and Barlow scored it to push the lead back up to 13. What Paul Camp wants more than anything is to get this lead under 10 with 10 minutes to go in the game. They really want to get under 10 by the 10-minute mark. It'll be pretty much anybody's game if that happens.
Yeah, especially with this pace. I mean, and also with the amount of fouls that already have occurred during the game.
Yeah.
I mean, if Union can just keep on attacking the basket and then fouls after fouls, they're going to be going to the free throw line and potentially be getting a bunch of, hopefully some free points there. They can really cut in this lead.
And don't go anywhere, folks, because coming up after this one, we've got another match, another excellent game. The host, Montgomery College Raptors women's team, will be taking on one of their local rivals, the Northern Virginia and here we go. No press. This is the most sedate action we've seen in the second half. Shot off the iron and out of bounds. Miller couldn't convert that three. And once again, Union with the pressure.
Corner three.
Off the mark. McKnight. Oh, that's going to be goaltending.
Yep, still went in anyway, so.
It went in anyway, but Barlow was inside the cylinder, or above the cylinder, rather. So, goal 10 cuts the lead to 11. Let's see if the pressure bothers them again. No, that time they broke it easily. And a push on the baseline.
No way.
Deep three, and it doesn't hit anything.
Incredible. It was a good little inbound play, though. I like that. I like that.
From the corner, no good. And it'll stay down at the Union end.
Yeah, they want a point here for sure.
Oh, a steal off the inbound. What'd they call? And they call a foul on Paul Camp. Number 13, Bobby Johnson, ran into Maurice McKnight, making the steal.
I mean, it almost looked 50-50 to me, but what do I know? I don't have the whistle.
That could have gone out either way.
Yeah. Travel.
Travel. Kamal Williams with the travel and the turnover. Matchup out here at the point. There's man, takes it to the hoop, no good. And it's going to be Union ball. Lots of time left. 11-point game.
Okay.
Ooh, scoop, and he missed it. Camp ball. Barlow. Another two-hander. And Paul Camp needed that one.
They did. They did. Union's putting the pressure on. They're starting to cut into that lead. There goes another defensive play.
Ahead to Johnson. He takes it and scores. Very smooth player.
Yeah, he's very good. Very good. And he does it with like this ease as well, you know? It's like, it's almost effortless. He just kind of gets the ball, does his thing, scores. All right, chalk back.
Yeah, very smooth player.
Three ball.
Oh, beautiful three there by Kamal Williams. That barely rippled the net. Cuts it to 12. Again, if I'm the Paul Camp coach, my goal is, if I'm the Union coach, my goal is to get, here we go. Williams, he's fouled. And he will go to the line.
Man.
23, Kamal Williams. He'll be shooting two. And that is 17 fouls now on Paul Camp. So Union will be in the 1-and-1 every subsequent foul. Of course, when we get to 10, then they're in the double bonus. He makes the first. 22, Deshaun Wiggins is back in. He had a pretty solid first half. Off the mark. Union maintains possession. Ball went off of Kylan Mann. Down to McKnight. Puts it up. No good. Rebound to Lee. Blocked.
take the ball back out. They're like, okay,
Let's
slow it down a bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. I mean, they're in the lead by 11. There's no need to rush.
And a little weave out top. There's the shot. No good.
Three ball.
Knight.
Oh.
They come again.
Corner three. Looking for it.
Nope.
No one's seeming to knock it down. But it's been open. It's definitely been open.
Paul Camp has not shot well this second half.
They have not.
And that's been a big part of it. But we are now under 10, and it's an 11-point lead for Union. And we get a good look here at the Paul Camp bench. Head coach Franklin Chapman. And there's the Union Owls bench. Their head coach, Devin Stanberry. Starting to fill up a little bit, Andre.
Yeah, it's a great crowd so far.
And they've been into it.
Oh, they have. They certainly have. Certainly have.
It's been an entertaining game.
It has been. It has been.
We had a good first game as Monroe knocked off Frederick 71-64.
Yeah, and that was also a tremendous game. Monroe being up by 20 points at one point, and then Frederick cutting into that lead to get down to 6. Tremendous play by a couple of the players from Frederick to really, put their stand on that game. But 6 points was as close as they got. Monroe ended up, winning that game and sealing the victory. But that was an electric first game today. And we still have 2 more to go, so hope your seat is still cushion left in your seat.
There is.
There is?
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, coming up after this one, the Montgomery College women's team will take on Northern Virginia. And then in our final game of the night, the MC men will take on Morris. County College of Morris, another New Jersey team. McCoy is back in or McCray is back in for Paul Camp. Samaj Moore in there, number 11. If there's any other substitutions, doesn't look like it. Although just as I say that, in comes number 3, Ramon Green, for Samaj Moore. Jump shot, baseline, no good. Rebound to McCray. 11-point lead for Paul Camp. If you're joining us late, Paul Camp in white, Union in black. Almost a steal there by Vernon Lee.
Under 10 minutes. This could be a crucial, 2 or 3 pointer right here for Paul Camp.
(35-27) at the half. Paul Camp. So they have really had a
Stepped
rough,
out of bounds.
They've had a rough start to the second half. They've only scored 7 points.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. They've scored 18 points. Looking at the wrong side there. But still, they have not shot well in the second half. But they've maintained the lead. McKnight, third time.
Oh.
Just couldn't get it to fall. He stuck with it. Here we go. There's 1. There's 2. And there's 3.
He's padding his stats. Trying to get those rebound averages up.
So he's at the line, he makes the first. They're going to need those foul shots. That's 9 team fouls on Paul Camp. 1 more, and Union will be shooting 2 every time they go to the foul line.
That's going to be cool. Oh, offensive 3 ball.
There's Lee. Oh, that would have been a big one. But it's off the back of the iron. And there's a foul in the backcourt. That's not a good foul. That's not good because that foul puts Paul Camp
into the
in a one-on-one situation.
Mm-hmm.
That was just not a good foul. And Artis makes the first. And the second. Lee with the ball.
Good bucket.
Oh, nice looking shot
Really
there by Jordan Miller. Just cut through that lane. There's what a shot. McCray.
And 1. Wow.
Wow, Vernon Lee fouled and still got it to go. He was fouled hard. He was fouled by number 5, Kamari Artis. This is the closest. If he makes this, and he does, closest they've been in a while. Acrobatic shot does not fall, but is fouled. And that'll put number 3, Ramon Green, on the line. Once again, we have our fan behind us who is predicting who is going to make, if he's going to make the foul shot. He's predicting with a lot of certainty that he's going to miss it. Let's see what happens.
He knows something that we clearly don't.
And he was wrong again.
Again, yeah. I think it's like 4 times in a row.
I'll tell you, he wins the most enthusiastic fan of the day award.
Oh, yeah. The Granny Smith Award.
We should give him a Granny Smith.
Yeah.
We have a couple right here. Granny Smith, of course, is the official Apple of MCTV. I believe Johnny Appleseed is the official mascot of MCTV. Maybe the unofficial mascot. They are resetting the shot clock. 25 seconds on the shooting clock. And the lead is down to 8. So it's anybody's game. This last 6 minutes is going to be crazy.
Out of bounds.
Stepped on the line.
It's on the line. Here we go.
Turnover.
Here we go.
Ball Camp has it down to 8. Or I'm sorry, Union has it down to 8.
This has to be a point right here.
Yeah, it's a big possession.
Yeah,
right
they
here.
need to score a bucket right here.
Miller with the ball. Miller.
3 ball.
Ooh. Off the back of the iron, no good. Rebound to Duckett. He's down, but did not travel.
Slow it down, slow it down. Yeah, they're leading. Don't need to rush.
No, they can work the clock a little bit. Let's see if they can do that.
Uh-oh.
And
whoa.
A jump ball, and a very aggressive jump ball. Calm down there, guys. Got a lot of season left. I'm not arguing with that one ref.
Oh, no.
Reggie Wingfield.
And here you guys are seeing a battle down there. I mean, both teams want to win. We understand that. It's okay.
No, that ref is going to break up any kind of fight.
One hand, and one person in one hand, one in the other.
Yeah.
He'll lift them both up, have a stern little talking.
Good look at Reggie Wingfield, one of our 3 officials, along with Eddie Oliver and Austin Johnson. And that'll be Union ball. This is going to be a very interesting last 5 minutes. Knight, little jumper. Missed that little mid-range jumper. Knocks it away. It'll stay Paul Camp's ball. Man will inbound it. The Union pressure has really caused problems.
It has. Ooh, good little Euro.
Little Euro step there.
And we are calling timeout.
Timeout on the floor. 10-point lead for Paul Camp. They have led from the opening tip. Union has never been in front. It got going with a booming two-handed dunk from Barlow, who again has kind of been quiet most of the second half.
Yeah, he has been, and I think he's been out a decent amount of time as well, but I'm assuming, this is clutch time. They're probably going to bring him in about now.
I'm not sure he's 100% healthy.
You don't think so?
I've seen him coughing quite a bit. So he may be less than 100%. I'm not trying to say that as a definite. I've just noticed that a few times. And you almost got to think that there is maybe something not 100% about him, because he has been so effective when he's been in there.
Yeah, why not bring him in? I mean, maybe a foul trouble situation. I don't have those stats right now.
Unfortunately, we don't have those stats for you. And there's a big three from Lamar Austin from the corner. And the lead is now 7. And that's as close as we've been since way back in the first half.
Oh, yeah.
And a foul.
Straight to the line.
And they will be shooting the 1-and-1 as Union has 9 team fouls. Paul Camp is in the double bonus. There have been 10 team fouls by Union. A lot of fouls in this game. We've been having some clock issues. Just the front end of the 1-and-1. Daddy, you really don't want to do that in this situation.
Three ball.
Moving around. Here comes the three.
Saw that coming. Saw that coming.
Jordan Miller with another three. Pressure again. 4-point game.
Yep.
Oh, almost a steal. Man. Good pass to Deshaun Wiggins.
It was a little rough, but they ended up breaking that press. Whew. Three ball again.
Oof. Nope, no good. This time they break it pretty easily. 6-point lead for Camp. They have led all the way. And backcourt violation. And that was all pressure. That time they picked up the pressure right at midcourt and they got the turnover.
Six-point game.
Very impressed with this Union team. the way they have fought back into this.
So exactly going to say. Wow.
Wow, big three from Jordan Miller. It's back to a 4-point lead. They get it in. Let's see if they can get it over. They do.
Yeah, this double team has really become a problem.
It's a trapping press, and it's been very effective. Foul. They're going to count the bucket, and the bucket counts.
Big time.
So Artis, tough bucket.
That was big time.
That was a very, very important basket for Paul Camp. And this foul shot is equally important. And the lead back to 7. McKnight, no good. Rebound. The man ahead to Johnson. Great save.
There you go.
Now let's see if Camp decides to eat some clock. The pressure, though. Open from the corner. Good.
Wow.
Kamari Artis with a big three.
Put the game back to a 10-point lead.
That was huge. That was huge. So under there it is. Boom. I think Kamari said the same thing I did. I think he said boom.
Maybe with a little more conviction on his end.
Yes. Boom goes the dynamite. So what an entertaining game this has been. And we look forward to more. We've got 2 more.
Yeah.
So don't go anywhere, folks.
The gym is packing up.
It really is. It's filling up nicely. And we've got the homestanding host MC Raptors coming up against Northern Virginia. That'll be about 20 to 25 minutes after the conclusion of this game.
Yep, and you're seeing a good side of the crowd right here. And here are the Lady Raptors right here.
Yeah, they're here. They're ready to get out on the court and warm up. 3, nope. Lee for 3, nope. Barlow back in and rebounds. And he's fouled. And he'll be shooting 2. James Barlow, 6'8", freshman. Both teams are in the double bonus, so from here on out, if you go to the line, you're shooting 2. Off the iron, no good. And Barlow certainly affected that shot. Didn't block it, but he did everything but. Oh, knocked away, loose ball. We had a clipping penalty there on number 23, Kamal Williams, but he didn't get called for that.
Yeah, a little bit confused, but.
And poor Bobby Johnson picks up the foul and definitely got the worst of that deal. I mean, it literally looked like a clip in football. But they called the foul on Johnson. And head coach Franklin Chapman not at all happy with that call. And he makes it. 10-point lead. Time, however, is not on the side of Union. Makes them both. Comes the pressure again.
Out of bounds.
And that'll stay Camp ball. Artis off the iron. Oh, big block by Barlow.
Track me. Here we go. Back and forth.
McKnight. Well, that was a pretty feed there.
It was. Kind of a last second one, it seemed like. He kind of wanted to go up with it, but then couldn't maybe score, so he gave it up.
Yeah, you got to hand it to McKnight to be ready for that. That was so quick. Down to 7 again. And they're going to call the foul on McKnight for a reach in. Big foul shot there. Puts the lead back up to 9. And 10. Boy, he had no arc on that foul shot, but it found a way.
Straight to the hoop.
Oh, you okay?
And battle for the ball. Boy, this has been a physical game. Oh, looks like
a cramp.
Kylan Mann. Yeah, it's probably a cramp.
Yeah.
Let's hope it's just a cramp.
I've had plenty of those. They are not.
No, they're
not
painful.
Fun. Oh yeah.
He wants. It's a calf cramp. Those things are terrible. So Tavion McCray comes in. Oh, man. Hopefully he's all right. Hopefully it's just a cramp. He needs some help over there. Shot is off the mark. And under a minute now. And let's see if Camp will work the clock a little bit.
Oh, timeout.
They're going to take a timeout and talk about it. My guess is they are going to talk about working that clock with a 10-point lead, 53 seconds to go. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, it's no real point for them to just keep on playing fast. I mean,
No.
they're up by 10 points.
No.
Why not take your time, slow down a little bit?
Yep.
You know?
Union, on the other hand, they're going to be fouling,
flying,
and flying.
Yeah.
They're going to, fouling and flying. So my guess is this game is going to end on the foul line.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you something, there's no quitting either of these teams.
Mm-mm. Not at all.
There he goes. And there's the foul that we had anticipated. And that'll put Kamari Artis back on the foul line. Paul Camp bench is all smiles at the moment. Made that his first one, the all-important first one. Beginning to look like Paul Camp is going to take this one.
Yeah, 11-point lead, 50 seconds about left. Got to be a couple quick three-pointers and some stops for them.
The three is why you can't say this thing is over.
Exactly.
Because you hit a couple of quick threes and it changes the whole complexion of things. But Lee went for the drive and got it. Cuts it to 10. And knocked out of bounds off of Union. Great job by the MCTV crew on this very fast-paced game. Difficult job for the camera folks. They've done a wonderful job. And we have a mixture of students, current students, and former students on camera. A lot of our former students are also, well, I think all of them are professionals in the field working in the Washington area markets for various teams and stations. One of the great breeding grounds for TV talent is the MCTV program. I'm sitting next to a product of that right here, Andre Anderson. And I think we're just about done here. Paul Camp is content to let the clock run down. And they got a little ahead of yourself over there. They rang the buzzer with time still on the clock.
I think it was the shot clock that actually they ran out of. Yeah.
All right, that was confusing. I'm not sure you need to do that, guys. And that is the final. As Paul Camp comes out on top, 71-63. That was quite a game, Andre.
It was fast-paced, high-flying, a little bit of everything. It was a great game, but Paul Camp finished on top.
I'll tell you, if you were here to watch it, you got your money's worth.
Oh, yeah.
Although there's no admission charge.
Yeah.
So you really got your money's worth.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
So we're going to take a quick break. Once again, Paul Camp comes out on top, 71-63. The third game of the day is just ahead, and that one you're not going to want to miss. The Montgomery College women's team taking on Northern Virginia, one of the excellent local rivalries. So Andre and I will be right back with that one, but stick around because a lot more basketball to come.
Yo, get the speaker box loud, hitting that stuff till you hearing that sound.